Okay, now that the Afcon 2023 has ended, I think it's a good time to reflect upon Bafana Bafana's performance. We know that they finished third in the Afcon. They secured the bronze medal against Congo. We won on penalties. We also won the fair play team of the tournament, as well as Ronwen Williams won the best keeper of the tournament. So by all standards, except one, which is lifting the trophy, this was a successful campaign. Success in terms of progress. Definitely progress made from the previous editions or our previous performance in the previous editions of Afcon. For example, we didn't qualify for Afcon 2021 and we also didn't qualify for the World Cup recently. So on an international level, Bafana Bafana have not been performing well. So this is acknowledgement of progress from literally having no expectations. They were not favorites of any kind, but they did perform well. So this is my review of the Afcon 2023 campaign for Bafana Bafana.
What I saw there was not a problem of coaching, was a bunch of losers who don't have got any respect for this country, have got any respect for anybody.
Well, everyone was really not expecting anything from Bafana Bafana at all. We all know that they were called a bunch of losers. We all know that they were called useless. They were the black sheep of the family in terms of South African sport, because all other sports we've been performing except football. So really there were not many high expectations that were put on Bafana Bafana coming in. I was really getting ready to rage at the beginning of the tournament, where a video emerged of Bafana Bafana signing bonus agreements before they've even kicked a ball. I mean, yes, we live in a social media era, and yes, these things do exist, but can we not keep those things private? I just thought before the tournament, it's the only team where I saw them literally official Bafana Bafana accounts and good sources publicizing a video of bonus agreement before they've even kicked the ball. I thought that's really ridiculous. Some people can be like, no, it's motivation, it's motivation. I've never seen any other team do it, and they don't need to be motivated by bonuses to perform at the highest level for your country. I feel like as a player, it is your dream, your privilege, and an honor to represent your country. And we've seen many other players like Kylian Mbappe, for example, and Mesut Ozil give up their World Cup earning to charity, to hospitals, to schools, because they do not believe that they should be paid for representing their country. I mean, it's just my personal opinion, but I thought it was unprofessional and I was really getting ready to rage. But it seems like it worked. It seems like it worked. Yes, to be fair, Danny Jordan came out and said, no, it was a miscommunication. It wasn't about bonuses and things like that. But I think the damage had already been done. However, it worked. It worked. So please bear with me as we go into a few things that I would really like to discuss. There's 5 things, as you can see. Firstly being the squad selection, secondly being our goal scoring problem, thirdly being the Percy Tau situation, fourth, we'll go match by match and do a review of how Hugo approached the match, and 5, we'll talk about the players. We'll give some ratings to the players. Not necessarily ratings, but some overall look on how the players performed. Disappointing and others that were outstanding. Okay, firstly, the squad selection. So my first 2 points are actually interlinked. 1 is the squad selection and 2 is our goal scoring problems. I think it is fair to say that from a defensive point of view, we were all good. South Africa, we were all solid. Everything went pretty well. We can't complain. The coach is a very cautious and conservative coach. He chose the best players for our defense, and the system just worked out. So there's really nothing to be completely critical of in terms of our defense. However, attack, we had a problem with scoring goals. And the first thing for me is the squad selection that we look at. And the only thing I'm really trying to criticize is our attacking players. Yes, everyone who was in that squad deserved to be in the squad. Don't misunderstand me, don't get me wrong. What I am trying to say is, for example, our number 9, our striker. We had Lepasa and we had Hugo Bross's main man, Mahopa, right? Evidence Mahopa was clearly Hugo Bross's guy. He's starting striker, the one that he trusts. So for me, we have a tall striker, strong, not extremely fast, can hold the ball. He plays in his own way. Off the bench, we have Zakela Lepasa. And for me, I'm trying to find out what he offers us that already Evidence Mahopa doesn't offer us. So, what do I mean by squad selection? I mean, if you're going with that type of striker as your main man, just as a backup, do we not need something different? Something different for me being Ashley Dupree from Kaizer Chiefs, Mayo from Cape Town City. Quick players, these are just examples. Quick players, quick forwards, they definitely give us something different in that position. They run in behind. Evidence Mahopa is not the type to make lots of runs in behind. They are extremely quick. I do not think Mahopa is faster than them. I think he's a different type of player and plays a different type of football. They're extremely quick, and I think they've had some decent seasons. Mayo finished top goal scorer last season. So definitely worth a shout and a snub in my books. And for me, I just do not think that we had something different to even bring off the bench in games where we needed a goal. And that is extremely clear. That's my real first criticism of Hugo Broos. Secondly is our goal scoring problem. Yes, we can say that maybe Hugo Broos knew this and he set us up to be defensively solid first. And that was extremely clear. We kept 5 clean sheets in 7 games. Extremely impressive. However, we only scored in 3 games out of the 7 that we've played. That's less than 50%. And we've actually only scored in 2 games out of the 7 that we've played from open play. Remember Nigeria, we scored a penalty. So the first point again, yes, Mahopa only had 1 goal in this tournament, and I think he also had an assist. I think he did play well. I do think he played well. But he is not a prolific striker. And there are times where what he offers to the team will be limited. Or there's times where we play different opposition and maybe we do need something different up front. Just a different option, just a different type of player. And that's why I'm saying that my first 2 points are really related. So exactly my point. And I think that is down to squad selection and also down to the tactics that were employed by Hugo Broos. We have a goal scoring problem as South Africa, and how we perform in the tournament directly links to how we prepared. Against Lesotho, the friendly game, immediately before the tournament, we didn't score. We drew, I think, the game 0-0. It was just a friendly, and Lesotho's not even in the Afcon. The World Cup qualifier, before that, I think we did win, but we also lost to Rwanda 2-0. I am not even sure what Rwanda's FIFA rankings are, but I'm pretty sure they are not good. We lost 2-0 to them. Someone can say, yes, we've had a goal-scoring problem as a country for a long time. South Africa's strengths come at the goalkeeping positions, for example. We've had Brian Baloyi, we've had Itumeleng Khune, Manib Joses, Senzo Maiwa, Ronwen Williams. We really are stellar in those positions. And up front, we have not really had a goal-getter in a long time, probably since Benny McCarthy for me. So we do have a goal-scoring problem. Why we are not finding the real strikers, I don't know. And it's been a while now. It's went on for so many tournaments, and it also contributes to us not being able to qualify for these major international competitions. And even when we do qualify them, we still struggle to score. So that is for the South African Football Association. That's the bigger problem to solve. That's their problem to solve. Why are we not finding a striker still? In Italy, apparently, it's due to, I'm not sure who exactly said that, but they thought that it's because of the emergence of video games and TV that kids are not out playing football anymore in the streets. Kids are just playing video games. They're in the house, they're on social media, they're on the phones. It's the emergence of technology. It's taking our time out of the streets. When I was growing up, the only thing I was doing is playing football outside. And now everyone literally says football is dead. In the Kasi, in the hood, there are not so many leagues anymore. It is not a Saturday where you won't find again a Saturday where everyone comes together on a random Saturday, not a big tournament, besides once off Easter and Christmas events, on a random Saturday where people, families, they take their cooler bags and they go watch their kids play football. It becomes a spectacle. Those things are not happening anymore, or definitely not happening in the same way that it was when we were growing up. So, I know, just my 2 cents on the matter. Moving on to number 3, the Percy Tau situation. I need you guys to understand that Percy Tau was technically undroppable. It was never gonna happen. We heard the calls, we heard the shouts that he's not performing. Please drop him, start him on the bench. The thing is, it was never going to happen, in my opinion. Why? Percy Tau just won the best player playing on the African continent for Al Ahly, one of the biggest teams in Africa. His CV is too strong to be subdued by anyone that is on the bench. You look at the bench and you're like, okay, we have Mayambela, tidy players, a police so adored by the country. Everyone wanted to see him play. Everyone wanted to see him get minutes. But I do not think there are bigger names than Percy Tau. In this case, Percy Tau earned his starting 11 through obviously previous performances by club with his club Al Ahly, but also due to his name and his own reputation. He was absolutely undroppable. The most important thing, I believe, for a coach to not have an excuse when you do lose is to say that we've lost with our best players on the pitch. And it is without any doubt that Percy Tau is one of our best players in the squad. He was absolutely undroppable. I could hear the argument for saying that, okay, maybe help him out by dropping him one game, starting him on the bench. He could give us something that we didn't have, which is, I believe, a strong name coming off the bench to lift our team when we needed it most. We can take an example with, I think, Sianda Kulu. In the first game, many people believed he was at fault for the goals that we conceded against Mali. He was dropped the next game, and once he was brought back, I think he was brought back against Nigeria to play as a CDM to add an additional layer of defensive cover. I think he performed so well. So definitely dropping a player can have that effect. But remember, players do have bad tournaments. It happens. It didn't happen for Percy Tau in this tournament. He gave us one moment where he won us a crucial penalty against Nigeria to take it to extra time and to penalties, but that was pretty much it. He also scored the penalty in the second game. Yes, that was really it. Besides that, it just didn't happen for him, and that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't happen for players in tournaments, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that they're a bad player. It just means they had an off tournament. Cristiano Ronaldo has played 5 World Cups, and he has 0 knockout goals in all those 5 World Cups. And a World Cup comes by every 4 years. It just happens. It's possible. No player can shine at every single tournament. So for me, we didn't have a better player by name to bring off the bench, and I feel like the coach had a very difficult decision, and I could definitely see him again if he had a second chance to revisit the situation. I believe he sticks with Percy Tau. He believes in him. Also, we know the qualities of Percy Tau. We have him there in hopes that he will get one moment and show us his quality, or it will click for him. So that is the hope of letting a player play through their bad form, because form is temporary and class is permanent. And unfortunately, it didn't happen in this case. We will always say to the coach, why didn't you drop him? But if he had dropped him and we had performed worse, it was going to be, why did you drop Percy Tau? It's just that conundrum. Anyway, moving forward. Number 4, match by match review. We'll start in the beginning. I'm going to try and make this quick. Mali, we lost 2-0. First half, we were dominant. We missed the penalty, could have changed the game. But second half, we were poor. I believe we did not create clear-cut chances even in the first half. We did not do enough to win that game. Yes, we had shots, but they were not great shots. The keeper didn't make great saves. The penalty we won was not a penalty because we were forcing the issue. It was just violent conduct by the Mali defender. So, poor game, but we learned from it. Second game against Namibia, we won 4-0. Wrapped the game up in the first half 3-0. Convincing performance, very strong. Perfect game. Third game against Tunisia, very difficult. Why? Because we're on 3 points. If we lose the game, we could finish fourth and we out. So Bros went with the tactic to secure a point. We did not look interested in getting 3 points and finishing top of the group. We did not at all. And once again, we were dependent on other results, right? If we did get a draw or if we did lose. Most likely we were going to qualify. We had 3 points and a healthy goal difference. But the draw secured us the second spot. Any loss could have meant we lost the group, finished bottom, and we were out of the tournament. So, not the best games we were given because of Hugo Bross's tactics, but it worked. Okay? Round of 16 against Morocco. It's a big one. We're underdogs. I feel like this was a perfect game. We had an issue in terms of we are not strong, we are not as tall as them, and Tunisia attacked us on the wings, put crosses into the box, and we defended them well. And I think Morocco learned from that and thought we were weaker on the wings and adopted the same approach. But our defense was absolutely superb. Yes, Hakimi missed the penalty. We got away with one. Could have taken us to extra time, and Morocco were definitely the dominating team. But I definitely think we deserved to win the game the way we defended. Hugo Bross tactics, they worked again, spot on. We went cautious, conservative, stopped them first before we even thought about what we were going to do. And the goal we scored was absolutely world class. That was great football. That was football. The football we know how to play. Okay, so the second goal, the free kick just killed off the game. The Mokwena is absolute class, but it just wrapped up, I believe, one of our best performances in the Afcon, if not our best, although it was conservative. Quarterfinals were against Cape Verde. This one, I believe Cape Verde were the better team. We knocked them out on penalties due to the heroics of Ronwen Williams. Saved 4 out of 5 penalties. Man of the match. Amazing. But we were not good enough. We were too slow. They were winning every second ball. And again, we did not score. And this is a team where after beating Morocco, we thought, okay, we definitely could beat this team in 90 minutes. And they absolutely dominated us. And we were really fortunate to have not lost that game. So once again, we survived. Tactics employed, not necessarily good enough. And I didn't even think they worked. I just believe we survived. So not a great performance, but we went through. To the semi-finals against Nigeria, we swapped it completely around. We were dominant. We were strong. We were pressing the issue. We deserved to win that game in 90 minutes. We were the better team. Once again, Ronald Williams made a 90-minute save. Absolutely amazing save to keep us in the game, take us to penalties. This time he didn't win, or he didn't save any penalties. And we missed 2 penalties in the penalty shootout again, after we had just missed against Cape Verde. For me, that's disappointing. For me, it looks like we did not go back and practice penalties, because even against Cape Verde, we did not win because we were clinical in our penalties or we had good penalties. We really had horrible penalties. Really had bad taken penalties. I think one went over the bar and one was a poorly taken shot that was easily savable, not even in the corner. And then against Nigeria, we come back again. Debza misses a penalty. Okay, that happens. It was on target, good height for the keeper. But I just thought we would have went back and practiced our penalties, and we didn't. Again, third place playoff against Congo. I feel like Congo were the better team overall. Again, questioning the tactics of Hugo Bross. I'm not sure if we had complete control of that game. And again, Congo were the better team and could have beaten us in 90 minutes. Although we did create some chances, I just feel like we were not really convincing. And we won on penalties. This time our penalties were good. Debza missed the penalty again, unfortunately, hit the post. But I think this time Ronald Williams bailed us out again and we secured the bronze. But once again, we did not score in 90 minutes. And I think it's a successful campaign by Hugo and his coaching staff. But I think it's definitely a point that we need to work on and improve on if we want to qualify for the World Cup. This is definitely a performance that we need to build on, and we can build on. And I think the morale is high with the teams and the players. The camaraderie is good. Everyone had a great experience at this Afcon, but I still think there's quite some work to be done. For me, the outstanding players, Ronald Williams, for me, arguably player of the tournament. Arguably player of the tournament. He was simply incredible, and we all know he was keeper of the tournament. Well deserved. He saved us so many times. Like I said, 5 out of 7 clean sheets. That is an incredible record for an international tournament, and we know that Hugo Broos went defensive and we are allowing so many opportunities against us that he had to work hard. So shout out Ronald Williams. What a tournament, what a performance. Mudau, for me, right back of the tournament. Absolutely superb. Mvala as well, and Kekana, that partnership was good. Sithole quietly went about his work. So neat, so tidy. Not trying to do too much. Just being effective in what he was doing. They get a shout out for me. And I think Zwane was our really only creative spark. I think that boy was absolutely class. We tried to play through him. We needed him. Anything that we were trying to do when we were attacking, it had to come through him. Anything we were trying to do attacking wise, he was involved. He was there. 2 goals and an assist in this tournament, and I think 2 men of the matches. He could not play 90 minutes all the time. We know that his age, he doesn't have the legs, maybe injuries could be an issue, but I think when he was on the pitch and we were attacking, he was just a joy to watch. Disappointing players, we've already spoken about Percy Tau. He was very disappointing. It didn't work out for him. I also feel like Zakele Lepasa, when he did get his moment, he didn't give us much. He didn't offer us a change in energy, a shift in momentum. He didn't come in bouncing, wanting to affect the game as a striker. Mahopa, I think he had a decent tournament. He wasn't spectacular by all means. 1 goal, 1 assist. But I think, again, all our attackers didn't have a great tournament because it was influenced by the tactics that we had employed in this tournament. That is my review of Bafana Bafana's Afcon campaign. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. I do think it's a successful tournament and something to build on. The next success would be qualifying for the World Cup and improving on our 3rd place position in the next Afcon. Maybe going all the way this time. We do believe in the boys again. South Africa lifted the moods of the country again. They got us believing. They sold us dreams, and I was really hurt once we lost to Nigeria. They sold me a dream and I bought it. But I was heavily invested in Bafana Bafana. I was heavily believing again, and we are proud of the boys, and we are so thankful for the joy and the moments that they've given us. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.